So I'm extremely stoked right now. I just bought a new camera, and I didn't buy a new camera to replace my Pocket 6K. I bought a Super 8 camera, and in today's video, I'm going to explain why I bought this camera in 2021. So there's a handful of reasons why I bought this camera. I think it's a 40-year-old camera. It's vintage, it's Super 8, it's super rad and like old school. So like I said, there's a bunch of different reasons why I bought this camera, and the main reason is to simply enjoy moments. And with the Super 8 camera, because it's so small and unintrusive, like it could really let me be able to enjoy moments without worrying about capturing all the right shots. I could just shoot, get certain moments, like shoot for 10 seconds each, and carry on. And then the next big reason why, it kind of goes hand in hand with the first reason, but it's because this camera won't feel like work. And it's kind of weird to explain, but if I bring a mirrorless camera or my cinema camera on a trip where I'm not working, I'm just shooting for fun, it'll feel like work. I'm lugging all this gear, getting all these different shots, and it just doesn't feel like a vacation. But with this camera, because of how simple it is and how small it is, it's gonna feel fun. It's not gonna feel like work when I need to take a break from work. This will be a great camera to grab just to escape just the lifestyle of digital filmmaking. I'll definitely still be shooting with smaller digital cameras in the future. I still want the FX3. It's smaller, you don't need to develop it, and you can burn through a lot of footage and not have to worry about buying film for it. And I think that's a better option for most trips. But for example, I'm going to Hawaii, and originally I wanted to just get a Super 8 camera for Hawaii and just not shoot anything. Just shoot on this, I'll make a YouTube video, and then I'll have rad footage from Hawaii. But some things changed, and I'm actually shooting a video while I'm there. I'm actually shooting a bunch, and I need to bring my Blackmagic. But I'm also bringing this to it just to get footage for a YouTube video. So this trip's a little different. It didn't really go as planned, but in the near future, when I don't want to bring any camera, like camping or backpacking, this will be great. And yeah, I could definitely turn this into work. I could use this for weddings, engagements, little social ads for brands. But for the most part, when I'm out shooting with friends and family on a trip, or even just like on a day trip, this would be really fun to have around. Besides all that, Super 8 is just a vibe. Anything you shoot just looks incredible. I feel like you don't even need to be a good filmmaker to make this stuff look good. This makes you look like a good filmmaker. So yeah, I'm really stoked to shoot on this. And then another reason why I bought this camera is because it's a new medium. So this camera takes Super 8 film. Got this little cartridge here. And these things are rad. You can like pop them out, put them back in. But yeah, as a cinematographer, I really want to broaden my horizon of my skill sets. And I think shooting on a new medium, aka film, will really help me dial in my cinematography on digital. I think with film, it brings in a lot of different variables that you don't really find on digital, but you could bring those over and really practice them. For example, this shoots film. You can't review film in the moment. That's the thing I love about digital. This thing's completely manual focus, whereas most cameras nowadays are all autofocus. So this is gonna really teach me how to get better at manual focusing. Even though like I've had a lot of practice, this will just really help me dial it in. And then with digital cameras, you can literally shoot everything as long as you have enough storage. With this, I think you get 3 minutes per roll or cartridge. So 3 minutes of recording time is not a lot. I just gotta pick and choose what moments I wanna capture and be cool with it. So I'm not spraying and praying like I would on a C70 or any other digital camera. So it's definitely a different style of shooting, which I think would be cool to bring over to digital to not burn through a bunch of storage. And then another reason is for practice. I think being able to tell stories and create stories with the simplest of tools possible is a really good challenge. This thing has no audio, there's no stabilization, it's got like a manual zoom, manual focus. This thing is as simple as it gets for the most part, besides like maybe even shooting on your phone. But I think with the added challenge of shooting on film and not being able to see what you get is really cool. For most trips, I plan to put 1 roll through. I might put 2 through in Hawaii. I might just put 1 through and save the other for a backpacking trip or a camping trip, but we'll see. But I think shooting 1 roll for the whole week will be a cool challenge. 5 seconds per shot maybe, 10 seconds per shot maybe. Not overshooting each scenery, maybe 2 shots per scene, 3 shots per scene. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun over time to see how my filmmaking changes after shooting on this thing for a while. And then another reason is the eventual inevitable move towards 16mm. I think I'm trying to like postpone that as much as possible because it's expensive and I want to kind of get my digital set dialed in first. But I think I'm gonna get hooked on just the vibe of Super 8 and eventually want to get like a Bolex or something and shoot 16mm. But trying to hold off. I want to have like at least like a couple years on this thing first I just want to like keep it simple and not have all these different cameras, but eventually I think it would be good to move to 16mm. And I think as a cinematographer, being able to have 16mm in your back pocket, have Super 8, having all these different camera types to work with and different mediums to work with can help separate you from other people to help you get a job. You can really dial in your style so much more by having all that different exposure with different mediums. And it's been interesting. Lately, I haven't been too concerned about getting like the nicest things. Yeah, for like a Sony setup, I want like nice lenses and like an all-around good setup. But I've been really looking into vintage lenses, and I think like having that vintage feel and that character, you just don't really find that in modern cameras and lenses. And I think I'm just gonna fall in love with this Super 8 camera. Just looking at the footage I've seen online, the stuff is just gorgeous. So yeah, eventually I'll move over to 16mm just to get exposure to it if I need to shoot that for a commercial. But for now, I've got to practice with this thing. The second and last reason is for YouTube. I want to get back into making films on YouTube. I just uploaded that Montana one, and I just really miss making personal films. And I think splicing in some Super 8 films, whether it's a recap of the year or a trip, I think being able to splice in some Super 8 films in the midst of digital films on my channel will just be really cool. I think it'd be a fun and like rad addition to have on my channel and to possibly even license the footage. Yeah, I think being able to create these films and just get creative and upload on my channel and to be consistent is another added bonus. And then the last reason is for business expenses. When you run your own business and you're on a 1099, taxes suck. And being able to write off things for your business is really important. So this camera, wrote it off because it's for business. The film, you can write it off, it's for business. Developing, same thing. Being able to add this in as an option for weddings, engagements, or for brands for their social media content, it's pretty cool. Being able to shoot a whole wedding on this, you maybe go through 2 rolls, you still charge them the same price, just get it developed. It basically covers all that stuff, and you get footage for a reel for getting more clients, and being able to pitch those Super 8 videos to social brands to get more clients. All around, it makes sense from a business standpoint, at least from my standpoint. I don't really give out business advice. I'm still learning these things and learning the tricks of the trade. Yeah, I don't really shoot much film. Film photography isn't really my thing. I have a little point and shoot. Film photography doesn't make me money. This will make me money. So it makes sense in the long run to invest in something like this. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm super stoked to start shooting with this thing and getting footage out online and just to put some rolls through it. I'm really stoked to see what comes back after it. If you have any tips for shooting on Super 8, leave them down below. I'd love to hear them. If you're considering getting a Super 8 camera, let me know too. I'd love to see what camera you're looking at. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. This thing's so sick. That little click at the end. I need to like record that for like sound design. Let's see. Could be cool. Yeah, see you guys. Peace.